They act like we're bigots for saying that we want to keep men out of the women's bathroom. And they go like, well, they're not going to be sexually assaulting anybody or anything like that, are they? And, well, yeah, they are. And that's exactly why we're trying to protect women from men dressing up like women. Let's just keep it honest. All right, Gencon running into trouble with transgender assault. Let's go. My name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. There's nothing laugh. This is not a laughing matter. This is very serious. And I'm trying to create an alternative culture. Gencon has me blocked on Twitter. If I tried to show up there, they would ban me, like I'm some sort of threat or whatever. I'm just a family guy who sits at my house and makes comic books. I'm not a threat to anybody, unlike the folk in the story that we're going to talk about. But because I have Christian and conservative worldviews, they can't handle my existence, is what it comes down to. And so I've got Overmind. This is an alternative towards different comics and sci-fi from the mainstream media, and we are doing something awesome with this. This is going to be a great property. Eventually, we're going to get to games, guys. If you're Gen Con fans, we'll eventually be making games. But for now, this is where we're going to start. This is where we're making our mark, and things are going awesome with this. You can still get it on my pre-order store in the description below. So thank you, everybody who's been supporting the channel so far. I appreciate you. All right, here we go. There was a big, long thread. Of course, now they're using this site called Twit Longer. It used to be called blogging. I remember back in the day of Pepperidge Farms. Right? People used to write blogs and didn't used to use Twitter to write threads, but now blogs are dead, and so this is what happens. And so this lady, who's an actual lady, I don't know who it is, Little Red Dot or something like that. I don't know who any of these people are. I have no horse in this race. Wrote this article about her experience at Gen Con 22, and it is sobering. So I'll try to get through as much of this as I can without having to cringe and just put this somewhere else, I guess. But we'll try to read it for you because it is definitely one of those like I want to be a victim very badly stories here. I have taken a few days to simmer and process. Everything written below has already been provided to Gen Con's policy team as the actions break the Gen Con Code of Conduct. Not the Code of Conduct. Oh my gosh. I wanted their team to have it before I went public. Below is my experience with a wise artist. We'll get into a wise artist soon enough, who I also don't know, but I just Googled real quick. Please note that all of my experiences outside the Kobold Press as we did not work directly with Daisy in any capacity in this year's convention. Daisy's an interesting name, not a real name. All right. For Gen Con 2022, I was assigned a room with Daisy, known as a wise artist online. And this is where we're going to get to the full stop. So we've got some random girl who's, like, I guess working as a volunteer at Gen Con for something. And she's being paired with, you think, another girl as you would for a roommate or something like that. But that's not what happened here. Daisy is a transgender female. So because Gen Con has to virtue signal that all females are exactly real females, I don't even know how, is it even female, women, whatever they're, non-birthing people, I don't know anymore. People who menstruate. Oh wait, Daisy's not a person who menstruates. Gosh dang it. Okay, so Daisy here, who is clearly not a biological female. Let's say that's safe, right? Not a biological female. Was paired with this woman to sleep in the same room with them. Red flags. And of course, Dot here can't say anything about that. And Dot probably was just applauding herself for being diverse and inclusive through this entire experience. Did not learn what was going to happen here. And since this account happened, by the way, of course, we've got Daisy deleting their Twitter. All right, so they were roommates, and long story short, Daisy was getting so drunk every night that Daisy was vomiting all over the place and just being a total train wreck. I don't know if this person had this kind of experience before, but again, like, this is a person who's obviously got some issues, And for some reason, they're put on the volunteer team. Just I know what reason. Diversity and inclusivity. Yes, for gaming. Thank you. Well, this is what diversity and inclusivity gets you, because diversity is perversity every single time. Every single time. That's what they mean by that. And that's what these degenerates are trying to push on everybody. And that's why these gaming conventions aren't safe for women, like real women, and also aren't safe for families and children anymore. And look, I may be mean, but I'm going to call it like it is, because my duty as a man in this society is to protect women and children. That is absolutely number one, the civilizational pillar that needs to happen first before any of this. We can talk about any of this stuff. I don't want to hurt people like Daisy or whatever or that stuff. I just don't want them in situations where they're put into sleeping quarters as a woman with a woman, for this reason we're about to get to, or in the bathroom with women for the same reason, or around children, because obviously there's something wrong here. That's all. I think that's reasonable, right? As a parent. All right, so here we go. On the evening of Saturday, August 6th, I returned to my room, and this is after a bunch of drunken incidents, early from Hunter's entertainment party, because I had an early shift from the Gencon stream team. I did skip over a part where Daisy was making comments about Tinder towards this woman, clearly trying to initiate sexual contact and relationships prior to this incident, and she was aware. This woman was aware of it and was totally cool with just rooming with her anyway, because diversity. So there you go. Okay. I was trying to get to bed to sleep when Daisy returned to the room, quote, tipsy, exclaiming that she was 12 drink Daisy. Okay, so Daisy's drunk as a skunk. It was very clear to me that she was more than tipsy. After she got undressed, she crawled into bed with me. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be rooming with somebody who's been flirting with you, who is obviously not even the same sex as you. Come on. And proceeded to lay too close, putting her arm and leg over my body. Now, this is a little bit of a, wah victim thing that's not really, like she exclaims it should be. She calls it sexual assault, but it's somebody who's drunk and got a tad touchy, but doesn't sound like they really pushed into any sexual situation, and then passed out, as she'll continue towards here. So, yes, she's trying to play victim for victim points also. Was trying to play diversity for diversity points on this. This is all true, and it's all a giant, giant headache for Gencon. But this is what Gencon gets for pushing this kind of nonsense, this degeneracy and crap everywhere. They deserve it. Honestly, I hope Gencon fails, because they deserve to at this point. I would never allow a situation like this to happen at an event I was running. I could tell you that right now. It wouldn't even come close. All right. So it continues. Daisy is a larger person than me, because Daisy's not never mind. And when I told her no, and asked her to make space in the bed, notice, didn't ask her to leave the bed, just make space in the bed. So she was sharing the bed with Daisy to begin with. What are you thinking? Why would you share a bed with some random person? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Believe all women. I was told that 12 drink Daisy needed cuddles. Oh my God. And I would just have to deal. I felt completely shocked as she then put more of her body over mine, pinning me to the bed. I don't know about that. This sounds like an exaggeration. I felt I had no control to get her off of me and had to lay there for about 20 minutes. So she just laid there for 20 minutes, and Daisy was asleep quickly. Once she was, I rolled her body off and left the room. So Daisy didn't push. Daisy didn't try to take her clothes off. It doesn't sound like Daisy touched her any capacity. It is still creepy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not creepy, but you're not a victim here. The fact that you were laying in bed with her and you were okay with laying in bed with her, which implies maybe you were doing it the night before, I don't know, is bizarre anyway. All of this is just awful. The fake victiming, all this does is make real victims not actually believed, because you have these stupid stories where you're obviously trying to get an audience out of this. And number two, the whole situation should have never happened, because you shouldn't put a transgender into a room with a woman and have them stay together. This is obvious. You're waiting. You're creating a catastrophe here, Gencon. Obvious. So yes, preserve the women's bathroom, preserve women's rooms, and don't get into these situations. It's not that hard. So that's it. And I guess she does go further a little here. So she talks about it, and then she says, in just 5 short days, a friend of many, many years touched me inappropriately. Who knows? Came to me in unwanted ways and pinned me in a room under the guise of cuddles. Okay. Doesn't sound like much happened, but whatever. I will not use this forum to talk about my past traumas. There's always that. That's why they act like this. Is the past traumas actually create these situations, and then they get in these cycles. But that's what it is. So that's it. And yeah, this moral of the story: don't let this happen. Don't room with, obviously drunk, mentally ill people who you are not close with. I mean, it's insane. So this is a weird situation. Gencon's got egg on its face. This is disgusting. And that's all. That's my whole thoughts on this. What do you guys think about this? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.